start sitting cross-legged. We wait a moment because Annabelle is just waiting to connect to the audio. So sit in Sukhasana with your legs crossed, and then see, Lisa, that you cross a little bit more your shin bone, so that you really are, if your knees are not hurting, crossing at the center of your shin bones. Good. So Annabelle, now you're connected to the audio, but I can't see you. Then hold on to your knees, all of you. Now I can see the lovely smile. And then pull your knees back. Pull your knees back. Feel when you pull your knees back that the head of your femur bones move into the sockets. And simultaneously you want to press your sacrum forward into the body. Then lift your armpits away from your hips so that your chest moves away from your hips, away from the floor. And then take your arms out to the sides. Let your arms hang down. Turn your palms from the little finger towards the thumb side. And when you do this, feel that your arms are turning from inside out. Your clavicles are spreading and the tip of your shoulders are moving back. And your sternum is lifting. Without you doing anything, it's just because you're turning your palms from the little finger towards the thumb side. And then join your palms in front of you. Bring the base of your thumbs to touch the base of your sternum. And then look at your hands, that they're right in the center of your chest. Look at your elbows, that they are in line. And then look straight ahead and close your eyes. Then feel your feet onto the floor. Extend your inner heels a little bit. Extend them so you can feel that your outer hips are gripping in. Feel your sitting bones pressing into your support. And from that pressing down, lift the whole of your spine up. Your armpits are moving away from your hips. And then the tip of your shoulders, bring them back. So that the top of your shoulder blades is pushing forward. Have the crown of your head facing up towards the ceiling and as well extending up towards the ceiling. When you inhale to lift your spine, to spread the center chest from the center out towards the sides. And when you exhale, allow all the tensions to move away, to release. Imagine like a warm shower from your head showering down, taking all the tensions away. The back of your armpit chest, see if you can extend it a little bit forward, if you can bring it forward. And the top of your armpit chest, bring it back. The front of your armpit chest, let it move back. Feel that your thighs are dropping towards your knees and your hip bones are lifting up towards your chest. Then silently chant the 3 Oms and then we do them together.
And keep your chest lifted, keep your clavicles spreading, and with your next exhalation, lower your head down towards your hands, towards your heart. Let your mind flow into the space of your heart. Then take your hands down, but do not collapse your chest. Keep it up. Keep it away from the floor, away from your hips. See if you can bring your elbows slightly behind the trunk to feel that your shoulder blades are resisting in. And then with your eyes closed, raise your head and then stay there. Sitting bones pressing down. It's more the front of your sitting bones. With the back of your palms, you can put a little bit of weight on your thighs to extend your thighs towards your knees. And then have your head, your chest, and your pelvis all on one and the same line. And then be aware of your own existence in this present moment. Free from the past and free from the future. Very gently open your eyes. Change the cross of your legs. Put the other leg to the front. And again, see that you cross at your shin bone, so that you're not crossing at your ankle bones and then the knees are so far apart. So bring the knees close so that your hips become compact as well. And then interlock your fingers. Turn your palms up and bring the back of your hands onto your head. Onto your head, look straight ahead. Don't take your head down. Take the crown of your head to face the ceiling. Then take your elbows back. See how far can you take your elbows back and feel your shoulder blades resisting into the body. And the same amount your shoulder blades are resisting into the body, the same amount the abdomen has to move back. Press your sitting bones down, more the front of your sitting bones. Keep your elbows back and then very gently extend your arms up. Keep your shoulders down, extend your arms. See if you can extend your arms a little bit behind your ears. And lift up from your elbows, lift up your forearms towards your wrists. Annabelle, a little bit more your right arm. And for Donatella, more the left arm.
And from your elbows, draw down towards your spine, towards your shoulders, your biceps. Keep the head back so that the back of your head is in line with your sacrum. Don't push your lower ribs forward. Press your sitting bones down. Inhale, lift up. Pull your arms up so you lengthen the sides of your trunk. And when you exhale, turn towards your right. And keep your ears in line with your shoulders. Sitting bones down, especially the left one. And then you lift up, extend your palms up. Exhale, turn. Keep breathing. When you inhale, you press your sitting bones, you extend your arms up. And when you exhale, you turn some more. And come back to the center. Take your arms down. Change the interlock. Put the other index finger to the front. Then again you turn and take the back of your hands onto your head. And then feel, often then when we do this, your lower ribs are coming forward. So see if you can spread your lower ribs. Have your elbows back. And then keep your elbows back. Keep your abdomen in towards your spine. Pull your pubis up towards your navel. And then with your next exhalation, very gently, extend your arms. Keep your thumbs together, Amita, Tieni Polici Uniti. And extend up and stay there first. Feel the back of your head in line with your sacrum. Feel your elbows that they're locking in. They're not overextending, but they're locked. And feel the weight more onto the front of your sitting bones. And then inhale, raise up. And when you exhale, turn towards the left. And keep breathing. Your sitting bones down, especially the right one. And then lift from your hip bones up. Extend your arms. And when you exhale, turn from your right ribs forward. And keep breathing. Inhale to lift up. Exhale, turn. And come back to the center. Release your arms down, feel your arms, extend your legs. And then we are going to do Supta Baddha Konasana with the bolster. We all have a bolster and a blanket. We're not going, you don't need the belt. We're going to do Supta Sukhasana. Don't take the belt. Just take your bolster and one blanket. So you have your bolster. You have your blanket for your head. Let's hope that the blanket is put up neatly. And then you just sit down in front of your bolster. First have your legs bent. Then you lift your chest up, go back onto your bolster. Then with your hands, extend the back of your head, the occipital bone away from your shoulders, adjust your blanket, have your blanket as well under your neck. Then you lift your hips, when you're there, you lift your hips, and with your hands extend the flesh, the skin of your buttocks away from the bolster. And then you cross your legs. Cross well at your shin bones. So again here, if you have it, keep your arms out to the sides a moment. If you have a lower back issue and you can feel you're not lying there comfortably, then slide with your trunk away so that you have a space between the bolster and your back. Otherwise, keep your arms out to the sides. Close your eyes a moment. See that you cross well your shin bones. Yes. If you need something, Lisa, under your knees, take it. Then your tongue is moving down. Close your eyes, your tongue is moving back towards its own root. And then here, I want you again to lift your arms. I want you to interlock your fingers, but I want you to interlock your fingers under your blanket. So you lift your head, lift the blanket, then interlock your fingers like you've done before, and then let your head go down again. If this is too much for your shoulders, just interlock your hands behind your head. And then close your eyes. Feel your elbows that they're dropping down towards the floor, and feel if both are dropping down the same way, or if you have one side which is dropping down more than the other. And then I want you to imagine a long cone from your pubis towards the tip of your elbows. And when you inhale, you fill that cone with your breath. And when you exhale, you reverse and you exhale from your sacrum towards the tip of your knees. Your tongue again is moving back. The base of your throat is broad and it's moving down. So you inhale, imagine that cone from your pubis towards the tip of your elbows. And when you exhale, from your sacrum towards the tip of your knees. Then lift your head, change the interlock of your fingers. Just put the other index finger to the front and then change the cross of your legs as well. And again, cross well at your shin bones. Your thighs are moving towards your knees and your hip bones are lifting up towards your chest. Feel your armpits, your shoulders, and breathe in that tension there. When you exhale, let go. Then open your eyes. Just bend your legs a moment, bend your legs. Then I want you to have your feet apart as wide as your mat and join your knees. Then lift your hips up a moment, lift your hips away from the floor, and then extend again the skin of your buttocks towards your heels, and then bring your hips down. Then release your arms. Take your arms straight up towards the ceiling. Let your shoulders drop down. And then one more time, interlock your fingers. This time, turn your palms up. Little finger, thumbs are touching. And then exhale, take your arms over your head. And one more time, close your eyes. Your upper arms, press them into the blanket if they reach the blanket. And then spread your palms from the thumb side towards the little finger side. The feet are apart, your knees are touching, and feel the rotation of your thighs, the back of your thighs. This time when you inhale around your sternum plate, spread the top of your sternum plate. And when you exhale, exhale in your abdomen. Let the abdomen drop down. As well here, your arms are completely straight. And take your arms back up. Change the interlock of your fingers. Again, turn your palms up, thumbs touching, little fingers touching. Drop your shoulders, drop your shoulders. Then take your arms back. And then this time, join your feet and take your knees apart for Baddha Konasana. And see how close can you bring your feet towards your hips. And then press your outer feet firmly into the floor. And then one towards the other. And feel that your feet are in line with your spine, with your head, and with the cross of your fingers. And here as well, inhale into your chest, and when you exhale, into your abdomen. And then open your eyes, close your knees, take your arms back forward, release your arms, and then turn towards your right side. Take your bolster broad a moment, and then put as well the blanket on top. And then I want you to do Adho Mukha Virasana, but with your elbows, have your elbows here onto the bolster, your forearms, have your elbows, your forearms onto the bolster. If the bolster is too low, you can take it the other way as well. Don't force your head to the floor. Just want you to have your arms straight, palms facing each other. And your ears, keep them first in line with your shoulders. And breathe into the back of your body. And see, can you turn your palms a little bit up towards the ceiling so that you can feel your clavicles are spread and the tip of your shoulders, they're trying to move down. Your outer armpits are moving down. Then breathe into the back of your body, into your sacrum bend first. Inhale, exhale, spread. Then into your middle back. Inhale, exhale, spread. Into your upper back. And then with your next exhalation, come up. You can move your bolster. Put your hands down onto the floor. Tuck your toes under. And then come up and do Adho Mukha Svanasana. And then look first towards your hands to make sure that everything is pressing down. Then release your head. Extend up with your hands pressing down. You want to lift your trunk up towards the ceiling. Keep breathing. And remember, do not attack your body. Just use your breath. Feel where your body is opening, where it's not opening. Head and walk your legs a little bit back. Your palms are pressing down so that you lift the trunk up towards the ceiling. Open the thighs well. And then one more time, bend your knees, join your big toes without the bolster, Adho Mukha Virasana. If you cannot do Adho Mukha Virasana because of your knees, you can stay in Uttanasana. And then see, can you take your arms away from the floor? Turn your inner arms up, your biceps up towards the ceiling. And your outer arms down. So that the outer armpits, they're moving down. And then one more time, inhale, come up, Adho Mukha Svanasana. And when you finish your exhalation, stay there, be in the pose for Adho Mukha Svanasana. So your palms are pressing down. Then your shoulders are moving away from your arms. Your hips are moving away from your chest. And then your thighs are pressing back to move your hips further away from your chest. And draw your inner thighs up from the inner knees, draw up towards your groins. Good. Well done. And then walk your hands towards your feet. Keep your feet hip width. Look at your outer feet that they are in line. And then hold on to your elbows. And let your head hang. The head is hanging, but not your shoulders. They're not hanging. They're moving away from the floor. Your elbows, see, can you point your elbows towards the floor? Not towards your shin bones. Then your sacrum moves in towards your thighs. The trunk as well wants to move towards your legs. But your elbows, they want to stay away from your shin bones. Spread all your toes. And then again, the inner knees, they have to lift up towards your groins. And the outer knees are extending back towards the wall behind you. Then change the fold of your arms. Donatella, bring your buttocks a little bit forward. Well done, Annabelle. And with every exhalation, let your trunk hang down more. And then place your hands onto your hips, look along the floor, and then come up. Come up, take a brick. We are going to do this triangular Trikonasana. Take one brick and place it into the center of your mat. Into the center, more or less, into the center of your mat. Okay, well done. And then move to the left side of your mat. Move to the left side, to the bottom corner, and put the left foot in there. Then with your right leg, take a long step and bring your foot to the front of your mat. So the left leg is back and the right leg is to the front. And then turn your heel, Annabelle, a little bit more forward so that the big toe and the heel are in line. So if you can, you line it to the mat, but if you're a little bit shorter, you can take your foot a little bit further away, but it has to be in line. So don't let your heel go out like this. So the inner foot is in line with your mat. Good. And then straighten your leg, Helen, straighten your leg, and then don't drop like this. Don't drop here onto the hip bone. See if you can lift that hip bone up and then turn that thigh well. You can feel that your buttock is already resisting in because you have the foot forward. Then raise your right arm up. Lift from your pubis, lift up. Don't drop your, the organs here of your abdomen. Lift up. Press your inner right foot down. Exhale, bend from your hip and then come down. Put your hand onto the brick in line with the arch of the back foot. And then keep your left arm onto your hip first. Bring your ears in line with your shoulders. Press your inner right foot down and turn the right thigh from inside out. The left foot is pressing down, but the left thigh as well is turning from inside out. Take your left shoulder more back. Lift bottom sternum to top sternum, and then raise the top arm up for Trikonasana. And then if you can, keep your right clavicle spreading. Turn your head to look towards the left thumb. And then the inner right foot down, your outer left foot down. Feel the femur bones into the socket so that your hips are compact. And then both thighs are turning from inside out. And then lift from your pubis, lift up. Don't let your right shoulder go towards the ear. Then take your left hand down, press while your big toes down. Exhale, come back up very gently. Turn both feet towards the left. And then we go to the other corner. Step into the bottom corner with your right foot. And then take your left leg to the front. So I think we are all tall. Maybe, Annabelle, you can leave your foot a little bit further away, but keep your inner foot in line with the mat. But all the others of you, you're very tall. You can put the foot right onto the mat. And then don't do this because it comes to me so normal. I tend to drop it here. So you lift this hip bone, lift it away from your thigh so the thigh can turn. Then lift your left arm up, stand the left side of your trunk, and then bend from your hip, come down, grab your brick, bring it in line with the arch of the back foot, and then don't let your left shoulder come forward. Take your shoulder back, your ears in line with your shoulders. And then first press your left foot down. From the root of your thigh, turn from inside out and your left hip bone lifted towards your chest. Then the right foot, your outer foot is pressing down, the thighs turning from inside out. And then raise the top arm up and take your left shoulder back. Well done. Lift bottom sternum to top sternum, Annabelle, a little bit more. There has to be a big distance from your left armpit and your left outer hip. Both feet are pressing down, both thighs are turning from inside out. And then if you can, look up towards your right thumb. And keep breathing. Then take your right hand onto your hip. Press your feet down. Exhale, come up elegantly. Turn your feet towards the right. And then we do one more time. Go towards the left side. Put your foot into the corner. And then step the other foot forward. Now, second time is better. And then don't drop this. So lift, see if you can lift this up a little bit. Because we have a joint here, which allows to turn the thigh in one direction and the trunk into the other direction. Good. Bring, Annabelle, only your heel a little bit forward more, the right heel, only the heel. Then all of you lift your right arm, keep your left leg pushing back, and then exhale, come back down. Come back down. And take the top arm up. Look up towards your left thumb. Keep your right clavicle spread. Feel that your legs are straight. Your calves, they're extending into your heels. Then, when you exhale, the arm as it is, take it back to the wall behind you. And if you can, if you don't have any neck issues, you can go and look with your head towards your thumb. But don't lose your right shoulder. The right shoulder is staying back as well, and your right shoulder blade is pushing in. And turn the whole of your chest from the right to the left, to face towards the ceiling. Then take your arm up to 90 degrees. Press your feet. Inhale, come up. Bring your hands onto your hips. Again, turn your feet to the left. And then we go to the other side. So right foot into the bottom corner. Left leg to the front of your mat. Press while your feet down, turn your thighs. Then lift your left arm, lift so you feel you're lifting here the left side of your trunk, and then come down, go gently, come down, bring your hand onto the brick, a little bit back, bring the left hand a little bit back. Take the top arm up first, look up, and then first observe that you're not pushing your front ribs forward. Feel your feet pressing into the floor and your thighs turn. Then your left shoulder blade, push it well in. And then with your next exhalation, take your right arm straight back. Maybe you can take it parallel towards the floor. And with your head, if you can, go and look towards your hand. Keep your legs straight. Don't forget about your legs. Your calves have to press down. Then pull from your pubis towards your diaphragm. And then take your arm back up. Press your feet down. Inhale, come up. Turn the feet to the front and then just close your legs. That was nice. Now we're going to do Virabhadrasana 1. So stand in the middle of your mat. Donatella, we are dressed the same. Only you are the summer version, I am the winter version. So stand tall. Press your heels firmly down and squeeze your outer shin bones. Good. Extend well your fingers. Allunga bene le dita delle mani in giù, Anita. Then take your arms out to the sides. Turn your palms up. For Virabhadrasana 1, when you look at the book of Guruji, first he does the arms. Take the arms back and then take them up. And then you can interlock your fingers here, interlock your fingers. Interlock your fingers. Then bend your legs, jump or step your legs wide apart. And keep your fingers extending up. Your nails, extend them up towards the ceiling. Then feel your outer feet from the little toes towards your outer heels. Extend back so that the outer thighs are moving back. And extend your arms to lift, to keep the length of your spine. Pull your pelvis up. You have to do it now because when you turn, it's very difficult. So lift from your pelvis to your navel. Lift your left foot and turn it in 60 degrees. Lift the left heel, turn it out even more. Then turn the whole of your right leg towards the right. And then turn your trunk. Take your right hip forward, the left hip back. And your abdomen has to be vertical. Don't drop your abdomen down. Push your thighs back. Then look up towards your thumbs. Keep your fingers extending up. And when you exhale, bend your right leg. Virabhadrasana 1. If you cannot look up, look forward. And bend. Come down with your groin. Keep your left leg pushing back. The inner knee is resisting towards the outer knee. And your left hip is rolling in. Then look forward, press your outer foot down, re-extend the leg, take your feet forward, and then change the cross of your fingers. Look down that your big toes are still in line, and then turn your right foot in, lift the heel, turn it out, and then turn the whole of your left leg out. And then first turn your trunk. Spread your right buttock away from your sacrum and roll your right hip forward without bending the leg. Then the abdomen vertically, lift pubis to navel. Look up towards your thumbs, and when you exhale, bend the front leg from your groin towards the inner knee. From the outer knee, draw back towards your hip. Keep your shoulders a little bit back, Annabelle. Keep them a little bit back. Then look forward, press your outer left foot down, re-extend the legs, turn forward, bring your hands onto your hips, look towards your big toes, that they are in line. Then again, lift up here, look up. Let your forehead look towards the ceiling. Let the back of your arms drop down. Calves are pressing into the heels. And then exhale, come forward. Come forward, release your hands. You can take the back of your hands to the floor and extend your hands back behind you. Without pushing your buttock forward or backwards. Then feel the weight onto your feet. It has to be the same on both feet so that you can extend your legs evenly up. And with every exhalation, you extend your spine. You inhale, exhale, extend your spine so you create more space between the vertebrae. And eventually you bring your head down, but not because you spread your legs more, because you extend your spine more. From your inner knees, extend towards your groins, and then push your calves back, your thighs back. So the calves down and your thighs back. The head is dropping, but your shoulders are moving away from the floor. Then look along the floor, bring your hands with you, straighten your arms, and then join your heels, join your toes, bring your heels together, your toes together, and then come back up. And now you're going to need a chair. Go and get a chair, any chair will do, and have your bolster there as well. Bolster or blanket. So we're going to do this Ardha Supta Virasana, but we're not going to do it in Supta, we are going to do it sitting up. So, I just show you. So the left leg first. If you're a little bit tall, then you can have the bolster. Sometimes I think for Donatella, and if you're taller, you should need a blanket is fine. But we can all try with the bolster first. So you sit. The left leg first. So you sit on the chair with your right sitting bone only, and be careful you with dodgy knees. There you can put something into your knees. You can put, if you have your sock there, or a belt as well. If you have a sock, you could roll the sock and put it into the knee. Or sometimes I do it as well with the belt. If you have a little bit of dodgy knee, you roll it up a little bit and you can put it here. But I just show you what we do first. So you sit with your right sitting bone onto the chair, and if you have a dodgy knee, you put something inside of the knee, and then the leg goes down. So the right leg, the shin bone is perpendicular. Be careful, if this is hurting your knee, you can take your foot further away. If you're fine with your knees, you can pull your heel towards your buttock. And then you can even hold with the other hand as well. What we don't want to do is, either with Sterno or Anita, what we don't want to do is to push the abdomen forward. But I do this, but that's not correct. So you have to lift from your pubis up towards your diaphragm. Then the front ribs, spread them and take them in. Don't push them back. Your armpits, lift your armpits away from your hips and spread your clavicles. Shoulder blades well in. See, can you take your elbows a little bit more back? And breathe. When you inhale, you lift the front of your spine. And when you exhale from your shoulders, extend back towards your buttocks. And then very gently release the leg. Is this hurting your knees, Helen? Is it okay with the knee? Yes, don't do it. You know what you could do? You could just stay like this, Helen. You can just stay like this without lifting the leg up. Good. Then just move your bolster to the other side without turning the chair. Just move the bolster to the other side. So if your knees are hurting when you do this, you just keep your shin bone down, because you can feel anyway your quadriceps. So first hold only with one foot. Put your left hand onto the seat of the chair to take your trunk upright. Anita, porta la testa indietro poi. Quando hai preso il piede, porta la testa indietro. Actually, we're all here, the knee clasp. Lift from your pubis up towards your chest. And then if you can, go with the other hand and hold as well. And then see, can you draw the heel towards your buttock? Abbassa il mento però, Anita, abbassa il mento. La sommità della testa deve guardare in su. And then all of you lift bottom sternum to top sternum, feel your quadricep. Press your left foot onto the floor. Take your elbows back a little bit, so your shoulder blades can move well in. And And then your thigh is extending towards the knee. Be careful, Lisa, take your navel back, draw your navel back. You started well and then you lost it. So the thigh is extending towards the knee and your hip bone, your right hip bone, lift it up towards your chest. And then very gently release the leg. And feel a little bit your quadricep. Then we just turn your chair towards me. Sit on your chair only with your sitting bones. You should feel a little bit your thighs, your quadricep muscles. Sit with your sitting bones onto the chair. Have your feet hip width. And then take your right leg, lift your right knee, and then see, can you take the heel onto the knee? And then bring your hands back onto the seat of the chair. And then lift up. Good. So it's really the heel. The heel is onto the top of the knee. So it's not that the foot is going over. See if you can keep the heel there. And then without pushing, just turn the thigh from inside out and see, can you take it back down a little bit and lift your right hip bone up. Good. Then extend your arms up. Hold on to your elbows. Good. Is this okay, Helen, with the knee? Yeah? And Elisa as well for you? Good. Extend your elbows up, up, up. See that you create a little space here in between your head and your arms. Lift pubis to navel, navel to diaphragm. And with your next exhalation, turn your trunk towards the right. And keep your ears in line with your shoulders. Your left big toes pressing down. Your left elbows extending up towards the ceiling. And then you turn your abdomen from the left to the right. Your diaphragm from the left to the right. And your armpit chest. Then come back to the center. Leave your leg where it is. Just change the fold of your arms. Again, see if you can create a little space there so you can lift more your armpit chest. Well done. And then lift up again. Lift your pubis up. And then exhale, turn towards the left. Keep your left big toe down. Press it down. Then lift your elbows, especially the right one. Move it away from your right hip. And then turn a little bit more. And then come back to the center. Release your arms first up and then take them down. And then very gently place your foot down. And then we do the other side. So lift the left knee. Put the heel onto the knee. And then you see one side is completely different. So this side is staying really higher. First, bring your hands back. Lean back a little bit. See if you can bring your thigh down without pushing. Just moving your muscles down. And your left hip bone is lifting up. And then take your arms up. Push your right big toe well down, Donatella. Right big toe. Anita, gira il tallone destro verso l'esterno. Ecco, brava. And then hold on to your elbows. Lift up. Tieni gomiti ora. Lift up. Create a space between the head and your forearms. And then exhale, turn to the left first. Let your thigh drop. Your left hip bone is lifting, and then you turn your abdomen from the right to the left, your diaphragm from the right to the left, and your armpit chest. Come back to the center. Change the fold of your arms. Lift your elbows. And then exhale, turn towards the right. When you inhale, you lift up, lift your left hip bone, lift it up. Exhale, turn. And use your breath. Your left elbow, lift it up towards the ceiling. And then come back to the center. Release your arms, take them out to the sides. And then become up standing. And we're going to do Adho Mukha Svanasana with the chair and Urdhva Mukha Svanasana with the chair. So place your chair onto your mat. Make sure it's on the mat. And then it's the base of your thumbs and the base of your index finger which are holding the chair down. So you're pressing the chair down. Then step back with your feet. Look first towards the seat of the chair. Push your trunk up so that from your wrists towards your hips, you're doing one straight line. Then release your head and then extend your heels back. And find the floor as well with your heels. If you cannot reach the floor, then you walk a little bit in and put your heels down. So that you really can feel your calves extending into your heels. Donatella, take your chest up a little bit. Don't drop. Lift your inner thighs, your inner knees up and push the thighs back. So let me see. So Annabelle, you can walk a little bit in, and as well Helen, walk in a little bit with your feet. Then keep your arms straight, keep your legs straight, look towards the seat of the chair. And when you inhale, bring your hips forward, spread your clavicles, and then just look in front of you. Just look in front of you. Bring your groins down, Lisa, your groins down and the abdomen back. Then inhale, exhale, come back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. Then now we're going to do an inhalation and you come forward. So if you feel you have to walk forward a bit, do it. Then look straight ahead, spread your clavicles, take the tip of your shoulders back, come back up, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Anita, cammina un poquito in dentro con I piedi. Cammina un po' in dentro con I piedi. Now we're doing, you inhale, come into Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. If you can look up. And when you exhale, go back into Adho Mukha Svanasana. The legs are straight, the arms are straight, and keep going in motions. So you in motion. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Look up if you can. Exhale, Adho Mukha. Finish your inhalations and finish your exhalations. Do 4 more in your own time. And then stay in Adho Mukha Svanasana. So it's your groins, they want to move down. Your legs and your arms stay straight. When you've done 4, stay there in Adho Mukha Svanasana. press your big toes well down. Lift from your inner knees up towards your groins. And then from the root of your thighs, push back. And then look forward, walk forward, and then come up. Then I want you to have the chair here in front of you. We're just doing one more turn. Have your chair in front of you. You can touch with your thighs the chair. And then I want you to take your right leg over onto the seat of the chair, but the left thigh, the left quadricep muscle is touching the chair. Fai il contatto con la sedia e la coscia. Then you raise, are we there? Yes. If you're too tiny, you can stand on a little bit of blanket, Annabelle, but looks good to me. But if it's disturbing you, you can stand, the bottom foot can be on a blanket. Then lift your arms up and feel that you're extending your spine out of your hips. Pull your navel, pull your pelvis towards your navel. Then turn towards your right. Take your left hand down behind the knee and then take your right hand back. Take your right hand, I have the wall there, but I just show you. Take your, if I do my right leg, wait. Take like this and this, and then the right arm, take it out to the side. And the more it goes back, the more you can turn the upper chest. Inhale, press your feet down, the left thigh resisted against the chair. Exhale, turn your head as well to look towards your right thumb. And your right shoulder blade, push it in. And then exhale, take your arm back forward and release the leg. The other side, I'm moving it forward. Take your left leg on top and then let your right thigh touch the backrest of the chair. And then take your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana first, turn towards the left, take your arms out to the side, the back of your right hand against the knee, but the knee is resisting against the arm, and then take your left hand back as much as you can. Lift your right armpit chest, and then if you can, turn your head as well to look towards the left thumb. And your left shoulder blade, push it in so you open that side of your lung. Inhale, you lift up, imagine someone pulling you from the crown of your head up. Exhale, turn from your right armpit chest towards the left armpit chest. And then exhale, come back to the center and release your leg. And we're going to do Uttanasana with the chair. So have your feet hip width. Yes, and have the seat of the chair towards you. And then bring the backrest right up here onto the root of your thighs. And the legs have to stay perpendicular. Look at your feet, because when you're down, you cannot see your feet anymore. They have to be in line. And then walk down the chair. Walk down the chair. You can broaden your elbows and then release your head. And pull the chair back into your thighs. So the head is down. Your shoulders are moving away from the floor towards your hips. And stay there. We're going to do 2 minutes. Inhale, exhale through your nostrils. Extend your calves into your heels. And from the back of your knees, Your hamstrings are extending up towards your hips. And now gravity is releasing all the skin around your sacrum. Feel that. Your outer heel, your outer ankle bones, take them away from the floor and resist them towards your inner ankle bone. And from the root of the back of your thighs, the skin turns from inside out. Don't allow your shoulders to drop. Look along the floor, bring your hands back up and let them come up. And now I want us to do a nice Sharvangasana with the chair. With the chair, open your chair, put a mat onto the chair. If you have a stair mat, or just put your mat there. I have a stair mat. Here it is. So you can do it in the middle of the room, but if you have your wall there, you can stay one brick away from the wall. Put your bolster here and have a blanket for your head. Don't have your head onto the cold floor, onto your mat, just have it onto a blanket bed. And then we're just going to do simply Sharvangasana, but I want you to stay 5 minutes, and then we do 3 minutes of Baddha Konasana. So in the whole, we're staying 8 minutes. And Helen, remember to put another blanket here because you are tall. And I show you. So you sit on the chair, come around, go back. If you can, your hands have to go underneath the bar. And then the bolster is for your neck as well. If you don't have the wall, just bring the legs towards the backrest of the chair. And if you have the wall behind, you can just place your heels towards the wall. Like this. So we're going to do 5 minutes like this, supported by the chair. And then we're going to do Baddha Konasana. But I just want to see you first. The bolster that's there as well as a support for your neck.
Do we need the wall or is it?
No, you don't need the wall. If you are next to the wall, but you don't have to go next to the wall. Yeah, well done, Annabelle. See if you can get, yes, well done. Good. And you extend well your calves, and Lisa, yes, well done. And then when you're there, you can close your eyes. Inhale, exhale through your nostrils. You just go in, Helen, and then I go in as well. Close your eyes again when you inhale here. Imagine to inhale and see if you can touch your club. Well done, Helen. But extend your inner heels. Keep breathing. Long, smooth inhalation. Stay there. Long, smooth exhalation. When you inhale, see if you can touch your clavicles with your breath. And when you exhale, extend the arches of your feet higher up. Or if you have your heels against the wall, press your heels more against the wall. The sacrum is supported by your chair. So when you do the Chaturanga, this version, you can stay longer in there. Your armpits, bring them back towards the bolster. Let them drop towards the bolster. Keep the soles of your feet spreading. Long, smooth inhalations. Long, smooth exhalations. If your legs get tired, you can place them at the backrest. Keep them bent, but just stay a few more breaths. Your armpits are moving down towards the bolster, and your hips are moving up towards the ceiling. Squeeze your outer shin bones, like when we do Tadasana. The outer knees, squeeze them. Your outer hips, squeeze them. And your biceps, roll them away from your chest. And bend your legs for Baddha Konasana onto the backrest of the chair. Rest your feet there and take your knees wide. And keep your arms where they are, but turn your palms up. Rimani così con le braccia unite, però gira solo il palmo delle mani in su. And again here, when you inhale from your pubis towards the tip of your shoulders, one broad cone now. And fill this cone with your breath. And when you exhale from your sacrum towards the tip of your knees. You can try as well to bring your feet onto the seat of the chair so that only your heels are onto the seat of the chair and the toes are off. Poi prova di portare i piedi un attimo sul sedile della sedia, sempre in Baddha Konasana, che i talloni sono appoggiati, però le dita dei piedi non lo sono più. And your shin bones are pressing against the backrest of the chair. E le tibie resistono contro la spalliera. Le ascelle verso il cuscinone. Your shin bones against the backrest of the chair and your armpits down towards the bolster. And then very gently open your eyes. Close your legs, release your hands first, prima sciogliete le mani, then walk your feet onto the backrest of the chair and very gently lift your head, slide off the chair, slide with your buttocks onto your bolster and then rest your calves onto the seat of the chair. If you have to move your bolster a little bit away from the chair so you can rest your calves well, and take your arms over your head. And then close your eyes. And feel your sacrum nice and long. Open your eyes, turn to one side, come up, but then I want you just keep everything like this. Just sit on your bolster, towards the chair. Crawl, you can extend your legs as well. Extend your legs. And then rest your forearms onto the seat of the chair and rest your forehead onto your arms so that the sides of your neck stay long. But press your sitting bones well into the bolster and lift bottom sternum to top sternum. Keep your heels pressing down. Keep the soles of your feet spreading. Yes, well done. And lift your knees up towards your hips. Your calves moving towards the heels and your quadriceps towards your hips. And feel the sides of your neck long. Change the fold of your arms, put the other hand on top. And do not press your knees down. You want to lift your quadriceps up and the calves away so that you open your knees in a gentle way. And very gently lift your head, walk your legs back, and then prepare for Shavasana. Make sure that you're warm enough. lie down. If you have any issues with your lower back, you can have something under your knees, or if you have issues with your knees, you could have a blanket under your knees as well. And turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Then let your big toes drop out towards the little toes. So that your thighs are turning from inside out. The skin of your thighs turning from inside out, but your hip bone, your groins, they still want to move down. And the sacroiliac joints at the back, they have to be on the floor. They're on the floor and they're spreading away from each other. Completely let go. Feel the left side of your trunk, the right side of your trunk, and feel that you place them both down in an even way, in a similar way. And remember, your tongue has to drop down towards its own root, so that you have this big space there, this big emptiness. Your eyeballs are completely passive, and then they're dropping down towards the back of your head, towards the floor. Draw your eardrums in, as if you were listening to an internal sound. With every exhalation, completely let go. The floor is there to hold you up. The whole of your body is completely immobile, and it's only your breath which is moving. And it's moving from the bottom of your spine up towards the top of your head. Completely let go. Any tension, any holding, any gripping, let go. The floor is there to hold